Hello, this is ChoWorld. About 74% of generative AI patents worldwide are coming from China. That's quite significant. Back in 2014, China had only a 7% share, but in just 10 years it has grown more than tenfold. Does something feel off to you? Behind this rapid rise are large-scale government research and development investments and macro-level policies like Made in China 2025. In various fields, such as text, images, and new drug development, Chinese companies and universities have been actively filing patents, expanding their influence. During the same period, the market shares of the United States, South Korea, and Japan declined. The U.S. share dropped from 65% in 2014 to around 15%. Ultimately, these figures suggest that China is pouring massive capital and manpower into the AI industry as a whole, seizing the initiative with a scale and ultra-low-cost approach that other countries find hard to match. So, how exactly are major Chinese corporations acting? Companies like Alibaba, Tencent, and ByteDance have been introducing large-scale AI models one after another, focusing on building their own platforms and ecosystems. For example, Alibaba's Qwen 2.5 Max model emphasizes that it used more than 20 trillion data tokens, highlighting its competitiveness. ByteDance revealed Doubao 1.5 Pro and claimed that it has higher accuracy on math problems than the US OpenAI model. This AI competition among major corporations is serving as an important opportunity to expand Chinese models, previously confined to the domestic market, into overseas markets. Then, what about startups? DeepSeek claims to have created a ChatGPT-level model without using high-performance chips, and this remains a hot topic. There was an announcement that the R1 model has a processing cost of about $2.19 for 1 million tokens, which is roughly 1/30 the cost of the OpenAI model. It is said to have achieved 97.3% accuracy in a test of 500 math problems, cited as an example of a breakthrough in Chinese AI technology. It is also notable that it is open source, which allows the developer ecosystem to spread quickly. At this point, it's beyond mere competition and calls for a response. How is the United States dealing with this rise of Chinese? The U.S. is implementing strong sanctions, such as blocking exports of high-end semiconductors like NVIDIA H100 to China in an attempt to slow China's AI development. However, DeepSeek managed to improve performance through software optimization even with low-end chips, a modified H800 model. In the end, there are analyses suggesting that sanctions not only fail to block China's innovation, but may actually serve as a catalyst to strengthen its self-sufficient system. Although the U.S. has Tesla, China stands out not only in AI, but also in ultra-low-cost electric vehicles, batteries, and renewable energy. Chinese electric vehicle companies like BYD are ranking among the top in global sales, surpassing German, Japanese, and American automakers. In the battery sector, CATL is holding the top global market share, and China has already emerged as the world's largest battery producer. China accounts for 80–95% of the solar panel supply chain, and it's projected that by 2028, 60% of renewable energy will be produced in China. So, where do these all-encompassing achievements come from? Made in China 2025, announced in 2015, is a prime example. It selected 10 core areas, such as AI, quantum computing, and electric vehicles, for intensive investment. It is said that over 250 detailed objectives were set, and more than 86% of them have already been achieved. The Chinese government planned R&D and foreign company acquisitions worth $1.5 trillion and spent over $627 billion by 2020. Such macro-level policy support is credited with elevating China to a leading position in various industrial sectors, including drones, electric vehicles, and AI. So, how does the market respond? Chinese companies that announced partnerships with DeepSeek saw their stock prices surge. For example, Capital Online Data Service recorded a 49% increase. On the other hand, the stock prices of some American semiconductor companies like NVIDIA dropped due to concerns that demand for high-performance chips might decrease. Some point out an AI bubble, but the continued investment from the Chinese government and major corporations supports its growth potential. If this trend continues, there is a prevailing view that China's ultra-low-cost AI technology and market dominance will be significantly strengthened. Among them, Alibaba and Tencent can be considered leaders in AI. It's as if we blinked for a moment, and suddenly China's AI technology has caught up to the US to the point of disrupting the balance of technology and price. We need to pay close attention to China's power, which has begun to make a full-scale push. That's all for today's news. Thank you.